My name is Pere, and I'm a family practice doctor. My practice focuses mainly on preventive medicine. So today I would like to talk about behavior modification. There are many elements that we can use as a tools to remain healthy, lose weight, and maintain weight once you do it. So let's talk first about self-monitoring. Self-monitoring means that when you know what you're doing wrong, then you can improve it. So if you actually make a diary of what you eat every day, you will know what foods are good for you and what don't agree with you. You know how many calories you're eating a day, so you can count them and know that if you are eating more calories than what you're supposed to, then you need to cut on the calories. You monitor your physical activity. Physical activity is a very important element on maintaining your health and all your diseases, blood pressure, diabetes, obesity. But you need to monitor that so you know what really helps your numbers. For example, if you don't have time to go to the gym, I understand, we're all busy, but there is other alternative. For example, rope jumping. If you do 15 minutes before you jump into the shower, that will be equivalent to a moderate physical activity. So that's a good exercise. If you do moderate physical activity on a daily basis, that really helps to improve your diseases. Brisk walking. You're aware you don't have time to go to the gym again. Then brisk walking 30 minutes during lunchtime. Another tip that you can do. Weighing yourself on a daily basis or frequent basis. You can do it daily or you can do it weekly, but that sets your date. If you see that you are gaining weight 2-3 pounds in a different 2 to 3 days, you know something is wrong. So that really helps you to make a decision the next day if you're gonna go eat out or the restaurant you're gonna go and eat with lower calories. Another element is controlling the situations or circumstances that make you eat more. For example, when you eat, I strongly recommend that you do it in the dining table or breakfast table, but always in a place where you are concentrated on eating. If you're eating watching TV, for example, it's just normally you don't concentrate on how many calories you're eating or tasting and savoring what you're eating. So number 2, you can actually chew slowly and more. It's believed that when you are eating soft food, you should chew about 5 to 7 times. And if you're eating meat or something that is a little bit more dense, you're supposed to chew around 30 times. And we normally don't do that. Start counting how much you really chew every day and you will find out that you don't. And doing this helps you in 2 ways. Number 1 is slow the process of eating so your stomach have time to distend and send the message to the brain that you're already eating, so you feel fuller faster, so limiting the amount that you eat. And number 2, you're letting your mouth to do its job. When you eat fast, which most of us do, like some people eat fast just running or even working, what happens is you're sending the bolus to the stomach not well done. So the stomach have to do the job of your teeth. So that normally actually as a consequence causes other problems in your stomach because you're not digesting well. Another good element is goal setting. It's very important if you're going to lose weight, you need to have goals. A good goal for weight loss, for example, is 1 to 2 pounds per week or 5 to 10% of your actual weight in a period of 3 to 6 weeks. When you set your goals and you reach them, it's a satisfaction feeling, and that's what you want to do. There is nothing more disappointing than when you're trying really hard and you don't see the results. So you need to set realistic goals. Discuss with your doctor what your realistic goals are. What is your ideal BMI or weight for your height and age? So then you can really set these goals. Another one, incentive. And this could be for you, your children, or your husband, whoever you're helping to lose weight. If it's yourself, you can actually get into a competition at work, for example, and you make it fun. Competition is good for humans because we try to be better when we compete. So this is a good way to do it. Another way at home with your children, the same thing. When you are helping husband or the family to lose weight, you set some incentive, like once we reach this goal, then we go to the movies or we get something for them that they want and they cannot get it otherwise. And please do not use food as a incentive. That's what we're trying to avoid. Meal planning. When we plan, as I mentioned before, to stay healthy requires time, discipline, and commitments. If you make a schedule or a menu for weekly, for example, I in my house I make one time like 4 weeks of menus. So I go to the supermarket and then I go with the menus. So that helped me in a lot of different ways. Number one, I know what I'm gonna eat, so I have control of what I'm eating. Number two, I cook myself at home, so I know I'm using olive oil, no lard. Number three, I don't throw food away because I buy exactly what I need. So if I know what I'm gonna cook, I know how much I'm gonna buy, and then I don't waste. So actually at the end you save money that way and eat healthier at home. In the market they sell something that is called a portion control plate, and you can use that with your children actually. So you teach them since they're little how to eat, because it has a part for the protein, a part that is for the fat, and part that is for the carbohydrate. So they just know if they feel that that's how much they can eat. Another way to do it at home is talking to your doctor, getting a referral to a nutritionist, and then they can help you to set a meal planning according to your past medical history, if you have diabetes or hypertension, or if you're healthy and just want to lose weight, or just to stay healthy. Another way to do it is there is a lot of diets out there in the market, and there is a lot. I'm not going to talk about one in specific is better than the other. I always tell my patients, whatever works for you is good for you. In general, we all know processed carbohydrates are not good for you, so you're going to avoid those. But if you go into a diet that is regulated by your physician or your nurse, it's probably a better way to start. And then you learn your behaviors and then you continue them at home. Another behavior is exercise. We did talk a little bit about earlier, but to me, exercise is really important because we all have good excuses to not exercise. But honestly, if you're not exercising, it's because you haven't found the right exercise for you, because you can take dance classes and that's a good exercise and you can lose weight. You can wash your car, once a week. That's your exercise. Moderate physical activity if you wash your car for an hour. Brisk walking, walking on the treadmill, and of course going to the gym. Some weightlifting actually helps your metabolic rate also, so I strongly recommend you to do a little bit of weightlifting. As little as 15 minutes per week make a difference with your metabolic rate. Another element is positive self-talking. And for example, and I see this quite a bit of my patients, when they do wrong, let's see that they ate the brownie that they were not supposed to eat, they feel bad and they talk negative about what they did. So try to change that behavior and turn that into something positive, and instead being negative, say, okay, I ate the brownie, I should have not eaten it, I'm gonna exercise now instead. So you use the calories that you did, as I mentioned before, 500 calories a day, less is a pound a week that you can lose. Another element that is very important is problem solving. And this is mainly the circumstances which eating is a problem for us. For example, restaurants or parties. That is difficult because you go to a place where everything is basically served, mainly when you go to a party. So one recommendation that I make, number one, is try to eat something at home before you go to the party, so you're not that hungry when you get there. When you're hungry, you eat whatever you see, right? So just eat a little bit at home that is mainly protein. You can do cooked ham, you can do a couple of boiled eggs, you can do a protein bar. So many things that you can do that have more protein, so that curb your appetite, so you won't eat whatever you see at the party. When you're at restaurants, try to choose always restaurants that, number one, they're not all you can eat, because you will eat all you can if you go there, for sure. Number two, if you go to a restaurant that is not all you can eat, you can order from the menu of appetizers. That's a very good trick. Or if you order a real plate that normally is served for 2 or 3 people in most restaurants nowadays, then you ask from the start, either share with your husband or one of your co-workers that are with you, or just tell the server, please, can you bring half of the plate to eat here, and can you put half of the plate to take home already? So you don't even touch it, no bacteria in your food, you take it home and you eat it for the next day. Choose your restaurants very wisely also. Try to choose restaurants that don't have fried food that all their menu is fast food. Try to eat restaurants that have more grilled food or baked food. Another element that I want to talk today is about assertiveness. And this means learn to say no. One of the things that I see with my patients is like every time that you go to eat out somewhere or you're eating with other people, they mean well, but they're always going to tell you when you're on a diet, oh, that's okay, this little piece is not going to make you sick, it's not going to make you fatter, it's not going to mess up your diet. But if you are actually following any specific diet, it probably will. So you need to learn how to say no. A lot of ways to say no. Learn to say no. Number one, you can, a little white lie. If I eat that, you have no idea what happened to me, you don't want to know. That's it. They will not ask you again to eat whatever it is. You can say, I do not tolerate that, or I'm allergic to that. They immediately will stop telling you to eat it. Learn to say no, because you will have these temptations with everything in life that you do, and eating is one of the worst probably. And one of the last elements that I like to mention a lot to my patients is handle stress, because most of people eat out of stress a lot, and it's difficult to handle stress. We all have a stressful life every day, but there is a lot of things that you can do for it, and many of them are just positive self-talking, and you can get out of the stress situation. Many people do yoga, meditation. Going to the gym really helps with stress. Just go to the gym and leave all that stress in that treadmill or that elliptical or in those pumping some irons. You can really get that better. Sometimes just taking a walk around your neighborhood. Take your wife or your husband with you, and just that build relationships, and that helps the stress. Now, men and women were different. We're built different, and our percentages in our body of fat and muscle is different. So the calories that we need depends a lot on the physical activity that we perform. So there is a couple of things that you can do. You can actually talk to your doctor and say, okay, tell me how many calories I'm supposed to eat a day, and we can calculate that. There is tools in the internet also that you can go calculate your BMI and calculate how many calories you can eat. As a general rule, what I tell my patients are an active, not that active adult male, probably 2,000 calories a day. If they are going to the gym and they're really active, they should increase their calorie intake. To lose weight, they should go below that, probably 1,800 calories or even 1,600 calories. An average woman with normal physical activity, probably 1,600 calories a day. If they want to lose weight, need to go below that, 1,500 calories a day. And if they increase physical activity for an hour or two a day, they have to compensate with some extra calories there and make those calories worth. So it needs to be healthy calorie, protein and healthy carbohydrates. So all that being said, I do recommend that you follow many of the tips that I just gave you. I do recommend you to partner with your doctor, or ask your doctor to refer you to a nutritionist, and make sure you go to the gym or you set an exercise plan at home, but you take baby steps. Start a little bit, but just fulfill your goals so you can have a better health and decrease your diseases if you have them.